G'day folks, Turbo here, and the purpose of this video is to give myself sort of a proper introduction, because I only sort of talked about, what I do and the purpose of my channel very briefly in the first BF3 video I put up. So, just right off the bat, the gameplay footage that is being shown here is just bits and pieces from various rounds that I've cut out and thrown together, so it's nothing special. So, to start off with, I'm, well, you can probably tell from this that I'm sort of half engineer, half assault. That's generally what I put my time into. I quite rarely play support because, well, when I play, we always have a dedicated support guy with us, and I'll get to that in a moment. But and recon, yeah, forget it. I do not like recon. I cannot fathom how people can hide in a corner of the map and just sort of take pot shots and get maybe a couple of kills here or there and say that they're actually enjoying the game. I just don't get it. Anyway, when I'm playing, I sort of divide my time half and half between infantry and armor. I quite like running around on foot because BF3, I think, is one of the few games where you can actually make a difference on when you're playing as infantry when there are vehicles present. Because, well, I guess I can really only compare this to other battlefields, but when, say for example in Battlefield 1942 or Battlefield 2, if one team had a couple of tanks on the field and all the other team had was some infantry nearby, they would have quite a hard time taking out the enemy tanks, because there was just a sort of a general lack of anti-tank measures. But in this, I just enjoy how there's pretty much a whole spectrum of basically skill sets you can go down. You can make yourself an anti-tank guy, you can make yourself an anti-infantry guy, depending on what kit you select and what pieces of equipment and whatnot. So that's what I really like about this. And when I am using armor, that's really it's really only on the big maps like Caspian Border, and that's generally only when I'm playing by myself. Because when I'm playing with some friends, I prefer to go on foot, because it's usually easier to coordinate things when you're as a tight group together running around. When you have one person in a vehicle and other people in a tank, it can be easy to separate yourself from the squad, accidentally or not, and you can get yourself into trouble. And so yeah, the big maps are generally what I prefer to play. The tighter maps where there's just infantry everywhere, I generally don't do so well, because I don't know, maybe I just have bad reactions or bad aim, but I just generally don't do well on infantry focused maps. They never really suited me, so you won't see a lot of that here. So if you don't like that, then I'm sorry, but I prefer the more vehicle focused maps, even if it doesn't mean I'm going to be using a vehicle myself. Now as I said before, I'm not an excellent player. I mean, you can go to my stats page and have a look through everything, and you'll see that I'm not the best. I'm okay, and that's all I can really say for myself. So I'm not going to be making tutorials about how to do this, how to do that. I'm not going to tell you how to play, because, well, I generally just don't have the skill or the authority to do that. If you want to find videos that help make you a better player, then check out someone like Rival X Factor. He's great for that sort of thing. Not me. So I just don't do that. I may give you a little little bits and pieces here and there that some impart some some wisdom here, or some a little experience there, but that's generally all I can really do. Just give you maybe a little bit of advice and random bits and pieces, and that's it really. So when I am playing, I almost always play with my friends, whether it's 2 or 3 others. We roll together basically, and that's just when Battlefield is at its best. That's when it's most fun, when you have a group of guys and you all have the same goal and you're all communicating with one another. You can be pretty much unstoppable. And we've often referred to ourselves as the tip of the spear, as lame as that may sound, because we can basically go into a round where we'd be losing by quite a bit and have no flags, and with the four of us being coordinated and taking flags in a certain order, or basically just inspiring the rest of the team to go out there and do stuff, we've been able to basically reverse the fortunes of our team and change the course of a battle. And leading by example is a big part of that. So you could have your entire team sitting in your base, like on Caspian border or something, and they're just too afraid to go out because jets and choppers are pounding their base. But you make an initial push here, or you take out a couple of enemies in some isolated spots over there, and you push out and take a flag, and before you know it, the rest of the team is following you. So yeah, lead by example and others should follow. That's something that I like to stick by. And the other guys that I play with, you can see them in the other videos that I've got up. One of them, a prominent member of the squad, goes by the name of Grankle. He's my good friend James. We're all school buddies, and we play pretty much everything together. And I'll tell you a bit more about what else we play later on. Another person we often play with is we call him Razor when we're playing, and his player name is Oz_DJC, and I've been playing with him ever since the Battlefield 2 days in, or was it 2007 when we first played together. So we go way back. We're Battlefield veterans, and again with other games. And the fourth member of the squad, it sort of rotates. We don't have a permanent fourth member. Sometimes it's Python AU, who's been in one of my videos, and he's actually sort of an unofficial YouTube partner of mine. He has his own channel. I'll put his channel in the description, so you can go check out his stuff. He plays a few games with me from time to time, different games as well, sometimes completely unrelated to Battlefield or even shooters in general. And so some of his gameplays have me in it, and only one of them is Battlefield, I think, maybe one or two. But the rest are different games, like World in Conflict or Awesome Notes, or just different stuff like that. He has a sort of more diverse channel, so, but it's still worth checking out. And that brings me to my final points of other games that I play aside from Battlefield. Now, I've amassed quite a collection of games over the years, and while I may not have them all installed right now, I have a fair few ready to go at a moment's notice. And they span over several genres, so most of my games actually go beyond the first-person shooter genre. And I'd have to say the most prominent other genre that I play is the RTS. And that's probably the same case for James and Razor and Python and all the other guys I play with. And so what I plan to do is I will make a video for each other genre of games I play, just to give a summary of all the other stuff that I have and the stuff that we play together. And basically I will just sort of give the viewer a choice of what they would like to see. So if they want to see us playing, say for example, Ghost Recon Future Soldier, I can do that. Or if you want to see us playing Dawn of War 2 Last Stand, I can do that. Or maybe Hawks, I can do that too. So there's a whole range of things that we can show. And there's also some well, let's just say unrelated to mainstream games. Little indie titles that I've picked up off Steam. It's mainly with Python that I play those sorts of games, like Awesome Noughts and Orcs Must Die. They're probably, I don't know what you would call them, being non-mainstream. They're sort of like part platformer, part something else. I don't know what to call them, but that would be a completely different video series of mine if I was to make a series involving them. So we'll see how that pans out. And so that pretty much covers everything else I wanted to talk about here. I could pad out the rest of this video talking about absolute nonsense, but there's really nothing else worth saying. So I hope you enjoyed the footage, as uninteresting as it may have been. I'm sorry. It was just a random collection of rounds that I played in one day and threw together rather hastily, so I apologize for that. And expect to hear more from me in the future. Take care, guys. See you later.